This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
We meet today Professor Amartya Sen. He's one of those terrifying world-class intellectuals who do things like finishing a doctoral thesis in 1 year. That's what Amartya did with his economics PhD at Trinity College, Cambridge. Since then, he's written 18 books and several hundred articles, and he's a star lecturer on the international circuit. The impact of his writings on poverty, hunger, and inequality is such that it has brought governments the world over to change their policies on these issues. He's been showered with international academic awards and honors, including literally dozens of honorary degrees and fellowships. In person, though, Amartya is not in the least frightening. When we first met in Calcutta and Santiniketan, where he grew up, in fact, he was named Amartya by Tagore, he turned out to be quite unpompous and approachable. He's a sociable man with many interests, keen on jogging and fast cars, an optimist at heart who's convinced that human affairs can be ordered intelligently and sensibly. Rationality seems to command his own life too, in the way he coped with major challenges, starting with cancer of the mouth when he was just 17 and going on to the painful death of his second wife. We meet him again in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He's a professor at Harvard in 2 departments at the same time, economics and philosophy, to talk about the lights and shadows of his life.
I think there is need for dynamism in one's life, and I have, in a small way, tried to do more than one thing, and that's true of my work also. I've moved between economics and philosophy and politics. At one stage, even mathematical logic, and to some extent sociology and history, and sometimes now even literature. So, and I enjoy that, and what would be tremendously wrong if somebody said, make up your mind, what do you want to do and be, and that would have been intolerable. My earliest memories are connected with Dhaka. And with Santiniketan. My parents were still mostly in Dhaka, but so it's really my grandparents that I quite a lot of the time grew up with. The leading spirit there, namely Rabindranath Tagore, had actually died just at the time when I came into Santiniketan as a very young boy. My grandfather, Laureate Sen, was quite a well-known Sanskritist, and he was professor of Sanskrit at Santiniketan, and at one stage I even thought about becoming a Sanskritist, but eventually I think the maths overwhelmed that interest more. Grew up as a child, and when the riots began and took place, it must have been when I was 8 or so, when I saw a Muslim daily laborer who was trying to deliver some wood in the neighboring house being knifed by the nature of the class divisions, the nature of the precarious vulnerability of some groups of people. Something which struck me then, but I wasn't able to analyze it, of course. When I went back to studying famines, and I spent about a little over a decade of my life studying famines, some of those thoughts turned out to have been not as childish as I decided they must have been in between.
I knew Amartya Sen's family very well. But I met him first in 1951 when he joined the economics honors class at Presidency College. He is one of the 2 or 3 highest grade students I got at Presidency College, and is still a great logician, perhaps the greatest logician of the English-speaking world. I also know that Amartya Sen has done brilliant work over a wide variety of subjects. You know, he is professor both of philosophy and of economics at Harvard. Very rarely people get this distinction.